What's good, Black Star Podcast? Welcome back to Challenge, your boy Jared. Yeah, today we're gonna be taking a look from Anton Daniels, and Anton had a panel, and Slimmy was on it. Now, in this particular video, Slimmy talks about his experience with college. Now, I tried to go to community college for a year or two, and it never really was what I thought it was supposed to be. But in this video, this is going to kind of show a lot why men in general are starting to avoid colleges. But check this out.
Or maybe he doesn't like that schools like Harvard have kind of dropped down a couple of notches because of DEI. So it's not really the students he's looking at. He's looking at specific schools and the reputations they now have. Because I just don't see that as a big problem with schools.
You don't think
But I could be
that?
wrong.
Do you know
I
how
could be
much
wrong.
they are pushing liberal agendas on college campuses? It's
But
bad.
that's not.
It's very bad.
No, I
Hey,
would
Because he
think
was
that.
also talking about Marxist indoctrination and stuff like that. It was more than just
Well, and that's
DEI.
why I said he was. I would have to really hear what he would intend to do, because to me, when he mentioned those things, his solution was kind of vague. So I don't know what he means he would actually do about that part.
Mm.
Did you pick that up?
No, I think that the solution was very much matter of fact, and I didn't see it as vague. He just
But what
basically
did he say he
said,
would do to deal with the liberal agenda, the Marxism? What did he say he would do with that?
no, he wasn't very specific, because you got to remember this was only a 2.5 minute video, right?
Right.
So he didn't go into specifics about pushing, rooting out the liberal agenda. I think that he was more or less focused on the qualifications of accreditation for that particular university.
Got that.
So the qualifications for accreditation, I think, is going to be vetted more effectively, and a lot of the things that we then allow for universities to be accredited for, which then source government funds in order for them to survive, is going to be scrutinized now.
I agree with that.
And so, in a
agree with that
general
part. I
sense, I think
understood
that
that.
that's what he's communicating.
Well, I definitely think that there should be a better process with that. Isn't that some of the reason why some of these schools were closing? I mean, it's been a
It
couple
is.
of people who went to school went to
Well,
schools trying to get their transcripts, and the
part of the
schools are
problem
closing
is
now.
that the schools, in my opinion, I think that the schools, we look at schools as a form of higher education. The schools themselves, I think, are pushing a lot of this stuff because it could be profitable for them to do so, to adjust to what they think the cultural woke norms are. So, for example, you know, if you go to certain schools, they gonna push you to financial aid department. They're gonna push you into debt. They're gonna push it. They got, all of this stuff that's happening on campus that don't actually benefit the students, and it's become more of a financial windfall for the school than it is to actually educate the students while at the same time benefiting. You see what I'm saying? I think that the schools have become so far removed from what their original purpose was, and that they're focused on looking at kids as finances. And so, also, the problem, I think, is we become so woke that they don't care about whether or not the child will actually get through 4 years of college. They're more focused on whether or not they can get the child in there in order to, get them approved so that they can pay for that tuition. And I think that the enrollment rates, even when it comes to like men going to college and stuff, and enrollment rates and for certain universities are down. I mean, they got whole liberal arts colleges. And if you go on that campus, it's a bunch of fairies.
You know, hearing that experience, it's just like it. To me, it just confirms what I thought about college. Colleges don't really want to teach you anything. Is a front for social norms. And if you ask a lot of these people, they'll be like, "Oh, if you go to college, you get this and this, you get a degree and all this stuff." But then when you turn around and look at it, the damn degree ain't worth a damn. You're spending more money on a degree, and that degree won't even get you a job.
It's a bunch of dancers. It's a bunch of guys that's in theater and they in leotards. And it's very sassy. So I don't know. I actually like it. I like the fact that we addressing all of the real issues in our society because personally I think that we've fallen behind significantly in the rest of the world and how they're performing and how they're educating their kids versus what we're doing because we don't even look at college as an experience to educate you and prepare you for the world. College is an opportunity for them to change your mind, profit off of you, and then get you the fuck out of there with a bunch of debt. And so when you had a bunch of people that was asking for student loan forgiveness, I thought that that was going to be the end anyway. I knew that that was the end of the end.
Another thing with the student loan debt thing. How many of y'all know anybody that actually got student loan debt forgiveness? And let me also ask you this: who signed the dotted line to pay back student loans to the company that they signed it for? If you go to school for a liberal arts degree, you deserve to pay that debt back. If you go for a degree that doesn't make you any money or a degree in general, and you signed on that dotted line, you deserve to pay that money back. All of these different people, they'll go to college and go for some bullshit reason for 4 years and then be mad because they can't find a fucking job.
Because once the government had to start forgiving student loans, that was over. If Trump was going to get back in office, all of that shit was going to end. So, I don't know. And that's why people like Quentin look at the schools as a scam. They look at college as a scam now because college today is much different than what college was 30 years ago, 20, 30 years ago. People don't even look like you. They don't even feel like they're getting their money's worth because you get out of college and you can't even get a job that paid what you thought it was going to pay. So, I don't know. Any other thoughts?
Yeah, that liberal shit is like out of control. Like that liberal shit is the reason why it was the first real shooting on a college campus anyway. And you know, you learn about that shit when you go to Kent State because that's where it took place at. And
Oh, did it?
they was just some hippies. It was just some hippies trying to protest. They was trying to protest war. You know, they got smoked.
I don't even think that if y'all go to colleges is so much different than when I went to school. Even the stuff that people are talking about and stuff like that is so much different than when I went to school. It's crazy. So
Yeah, well,
Carrie is conflicted. She don't want to say what she really thinks.
well, I don't want to have an opinion on something that I'm not totally aware of. And then, as much as I do believe that college has been promoted in a way where it's kind of like 13th grade, like everybody should go to college. That's what I used to think. I now believe that you don't necessarily have to go to college to have a successful life. I still think you should go to college if there's certain things that you want to be, but I don't quite think that I wouldn't make the generalization that you and Slimmy are making about colleges all together. I think that there still is a great variety in the type of college that you can experience. Um, it is different. I mean, even the school I went to is different in ways than when I was there, obviously, but I don't think that I don't know. I had to do so. I'm gonna do
But you
some
know they
research on
still
what
get
Trump is saying
federal
because
money
I
though,
don't see
Carrie.
that be, huh?
You know they still get federal money though.
And how do you know
Some
it's
of them
different?
do. And again, like I went to a private school, so we didn't. Hampton, their money is from their endowments, the alumni. So that I recognize that makes a lot different in and of itself. So I even more so might not know of the schools that Trump is thinking about when he's, saying he wants to end all this stuff. No, Carrie is not lost in the sauce. She just does not know all of the issues in this area. My kids are up to 11. I don't need to right now. So I ain't lost. I got other stuff to focus
What
my
was college
attention on.
like when you went to school,
Thank you.
Carrie?
Huh?
What was college like when you went to school? Oh
That's
man, about to
that's
take her down
broad.
memory lane, boy.
That's a broad question.
What was it like? What was the experience like? Did you stay on campus? What
I
was it
stayed on
like?
campus. I had a good experience at Hampton. I stayed on campus the first year and then I
Huh.
moved off my
Mhm.
last 3 years. Um,
Is that a
what
historically
else
black
you want to
college?
know?
What you mean? What else I want to know? What was your experience
I
like?
don't
How did?
I mean it was good. I mean it was fun. I I don't know how to answer that without you giving me a direct question.
Is that a
Um
HBCU?
yeah. Uh-huh.
Did you enjoy your college experience?
I did.
Did you learn a
I
lot?
do I do I do wish that I understood how to better utilize college because you do have access to a lot of resources. Your professors, I mean, I have really good professors. I should have learned how to tap into what they did outside of teaching because a lot of them came from a professional space and then they taught kind of on the side. I thought that people were just being professors. Little did I know that wasn't the case. So I think I could have utilized it better. I could have did more in terms of building for my future in terms of like learning about wealth building and
So you
learning
was
about
partying.
business stuff. Huh?
So
No,
you
it wasn't that I was partying. It was that I was taught to go to college to go to college. So I was involved. I was a student leader. I was a good student. I wasn't slacking. I had a scholarship there. So I wasn't like I was there doing my thing, but I was going to college to get good grades. I wasn't going with with a plan, with a strategy of what I was going to use those 4 years for so that when I got out, it showed for something. I was taught you go to school, you go to college and then you get a good job. Like it'll all just kind of pan out in that way. And I
do you
I
think
kind of
that it?
did. Like I was an Inroads intern and then I ended up interning with Kraft Foods for my junior and senior year. And then I'm sorry, my junior year. And then after I graduated, I had a job at Kraft waiting for me. So that was good. I wasn't stressing like a lot of other people were. Company car, American Express card, good salary, all of that stuff. However, I had decided that I wanted to be in marketing. So I had changed my major because at first I went to college wanting to be a doctor. I switched that. So when I graduated in craft, I started off in sales. It wasn't until they flew us out to Chicago that the VP of marketing let us know that you can't, in craft, we no longer let you make lateral moves. So you can't, anybody who's in sales, the only way you can get into the marketing side is you got to go get an MBA.
Mm-hmm.
So once I heard that, I was like, well, shoot, I still got to go. Like, I got to go back and do more schooling in order to get over into this department. So that was a huge turnoff. And that was kind of when that's when I started taking more of the entrepreneurial route. So
do you think it was worth it?
I just would do it differently because I walked out with a lot of debt. Like, my scholarship wasn't full. It covered part of my stay. So I walked out with a lot of debt.
The fact that people are being taught and told to go to college and said that it's a good investment, which it is in certain aspects, but people are constantly being told to go to college and invest in your college education and stuff like that. But the thing is, when they go to college, they tell you you can go into this degree, get this doctorate and all this stuff, and you'll make this type of money. And a lot of people go in blind. Then when you get out into the real world, it's a shock because it's like, well, fuck, what? I thought I was gonna be able to get a job with this degree. Turns out you got to have all this other different shit plus experience. So basically, you just went to school, got all this debt for no reason. And a lot of people have been suckered into it. And the thing is, what they do is they catch you young. They catch you when you in 6th grade. Hell, they catch you when you were in 5th grade, really. Oh, you go to college. You go to college, you do this, you do that. And they start talking to you about college. College this, college that, college everything. And it's people coming in talking about different colleges and stuff. Different colleges coming in trying to recruit you and all of this stuff. And then you have your teachers talking about college is this and this. But the thing is, what they don't tell you is the way that today's world is not the world that they grew up in. So they tell you shit based upon what they experienced, not realizing that this world that we're going into now is completely different. We're in the information age where you can learn damn near everything on YouTube. You can damn near learn everything on YouTube, and also you can get certified through Google to do shit. So you really don't have to go to college and take all these different college credit, all these different college courses, and get a degree in college just to be able to go into STEM, fields. You can learn online and do all this different shit, and then you'll be a lot smarter and a lot more mission ready than the people that's coming out of college, because the shit that they're teaching you in college is about liberal shit. It's not about what's really going on in the world. They give you the manufactured version of what's going on in the world, or hell, they won't even do that. They just straight lie to your face. And then when you go and get out of college and graduate, you get an instant reality hit, and you're like, what the hell? I thought this was how it's gonna go, and y'all don't pay attention.
Was it worth it? How you did it, not would you do it differently. How you did it, was it worth it?
How I did it, true transparency, probably was not worth it how I did it. Because
Fair enough.
I also think that a lot of outside of craft, which I eventually got laid off of in the middle of a closing on my house, but whatever.
Carrie bitter about that shit. She mad as
I was
hell.
bitter. I got a call. Literally, I was still when you close, you still have like 10 days, I think, before, and you can still reverse it. They called me literally in those days. So, but a lot of the jobs that I got after craft, I mean, they might have been impressed that I graduated from Hampton. I don't know, but I believe a lot of the jobs I got were because of the people I knew. So I can't say for sure if that helped me after craft or not. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I would just utilize it better. Like if you are gonna go to college, I would map it out a lot better than I did. A lot better.
What
Going
about y'all?
away
I
versus
don't know.
staying in state, all of that stuff.
What about y'all? I don't know if y'all got any additional comments, Slimmy, Quentin.
Man, as far as my schooling, bro, they waxed me, and I had to. I had to work. I never got financial aid like that, bro. Like, and I still to this day, like, I still don't understand it, man. I don't understand, like, how man, look, man, everybody was getting checks back. They would like, so when I hear all this stuff about like, oh man, like I never got nothing. Like I never got
Did
nothing,
you
but
fill
I
out a
had to go.
FAFSA? Did you fill out the FAFSA?
Yeah, yes. Hey, this one time it was so bad. I went to community college first. Community college. Community college. They
You
was
ain't get a
like,
Pell. You ain't get a Pell Grant.
man,
You might have
no,
filled out your FAFSA wrong, Slimmy.
no. I went, no. I got a
Slimmy
Pell
might
Grant.
have
I got
filled
the
out
Pell
the
Grant.
FAFSA
I got
wrong.
the Pell Grant when I went to Kent State. But man, like, man, that whole thing at community college, man, this shit had me hot. They called me in there. They was like, yeah, we gotta you gotta what was it? What was them checks? What was them checks everybody was getting?
You
The
talking about
reimbursement checks?
yeah,
What,
the refund checks.
refund check, yeah.
Yeah, so after you get your Pell Grant and after you accept whatever it
Yep.
is that they give you on the FAFSA, what happens is whatever is not covered by tuition, books, room and board, you get a refund for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So everybody was getting these like they was getting 5,000, 10,000. I'm like, damn. I'm like, what's going on? Why I'm still paying on my pocket to go to community college? I'm working a job. These niggas going everywhere. They balling. They getting credit cards. So then they finally hit me with the in my email, and then it was like, yeah, you got about $2,000 coming back from your from your grant.
Yeah.
I was like, oh hell yeah. I get there, they was like, well, we made a mistake. I was just like, what? They was like, we made a mistake. You don't really have it. I was livid. I was livid. I never went back to community college. That was it for me.
So you quit
And then
because you ain't getting no refund check, Slimmy?
no, it was just because I felt like it was I really couldn't I wasn't getting like I wasn't learning nothing. I wasn't learning nothing. Like
Jesus
I
Christ. Dude, y'all,
Yeah, so when I
y'all,
went, and then when I went to Kent State, I never got enough. I never got enough money, and I was working, and then eventually they eventually they just put me out, man. They was just like, well, you still you can't we can't actually kick you off the campus because your room and board is paid for, but you can't go to class.
what?
So I was just,
Slimmy, did you?
yeah,
What do you mean?
man. I didn't have enough money. I didn't have enough money to continue classes, but room and board was already paid for
By
through my
who?
loan, through my student loan. So my
But your
student
student
loan
loan
paid for my.
supposed to cover the rest of whatever
Why
your
didn't the
tuition
student
is.
loan cover the class?
I don't know. I don't understand. This is what I'm.
Slimmy got flexed. That done fuck Slimmy over. Jesus. You can't even make this shit up at this point. I'm just letting it run on because that shit that Slimmy says is funny as hell. But for the most part, man, that shit's. I wouldn't do it unless you're going into a STEM field. I ain't gonna lie to you about it. I'm gonna be quite honest with you. If it was me, I would not go to college right now. It's way too much. It's way too much hanky panky shit nowadays. It's too much that you can get fucked over with. It's not worth it, gentlemen. If you looking to go to college, cool, but I would say evaluate your options first before you do anything like that. But anyways, guys, like, share, subscribe, channel, support podcast, and support.com. I will catch you guys on the flip side. Thank you guys for listening, and I will see you guys later. Bye, guys.